Alright. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? You're tearing me apart, Gilgamesh. What's up, Animal? Alright, where... It's been 11 business days. Since what? Alright.
IReclaim My Time.
You can't reclaim, you just got... That's bullshit.
I yield back.
Sacred penis.
Oh no. Why'd you let him up here? Is he through T yet? Are you through T, JFresh?
No.
Damn. T's gonna be a big one.
Are you talking about Penis Finger Frank?
Nobody's supposed to know about him.
Oh.
He said he
All right,
couldn't
well,
make
if
it
there's
tonight.
no questions, I adjourn this roundtable.
Yeah. Excellently done, everybody.
Thanks for showing up, guys.
Yeah, I think we deserve a pat on the back after that one.
Yeah, that was... Whew.
Sometimes no one shows up to office hours.
Does that happen?
Those are the good days.
Right, you just get to sit there and chill for a sec.
No, you must have like one fucking annoying student who shows up every week.
Usually.
I'm not in his class, so no.
That's when I stop showing up.
Tenure.
No, I was good about only showing up if I had homework problems or a question about the lesson.
Nobody
good
cares if you show up to office hours.
My grade did.
I mean, the students care, but nobody, like, there's no incentive. I don't get paid to show up to office hours.
If I had questions on the homework and you weren't there for office hours, I'd be emailing you.
That's fine. I'd probably answer.
That would be fine with me. As long as
So
it's
do
timely enough,
professors
you
just
came
show
back
up
to me,
to...
like, the fucking night before it's due, then I'll fucking kill you.
Do
I
they
wouldn't
just show
kill
up to
you, but
office
yeah.
hours as like a charity thing, or to get away from their wives?
No, I don't know. They do it because
They care about
it's
shaping young
expected,
minds?
but it's not like contractual.
Hmm.
What probably happens is you're probably like, I got a window here. I'll make this office hours. It's right after this class or whatever, and
I always
As long
thought
as you don't, as
I
long
always
as
thought
you're
it was
not
like a.
completely terrible, they don't care. They want your research dollars to keep flowing.
I always thought it was like a requirement.
No.
Crazy. So my economics professor didn't have to deal with my 8,000 questions about why do you keep calling this a science even though the math is wrong?
I don't know. It's probably unless if they didn't. I don't know how it works for economics. They're like their own breed. They somehow get paid a lot to do absolutely fucking nothing.
He smoked a pipe in his office on a smoke-free campus.
Sounds about right.
He did get
I
paid
would pay
stupid
somebody a lot
money.
of money to smoke a pipe. Did he also wear like a smoking jacket?
No. He wore suspenders all the time.
Oh shit, dude! This guy
Gross.
better leave some of the fucking aura for the rest of us.
He wore suspenders and smoked a pipe, and he always had those like really stiff collared, like custom, like tailored shirts, where the collar looks like a little too big.
I assume the pipe was wait, was the pipe a corncob pipe or was it like
Mm-mm.
a curvy, beautiful horn pipe?
It was like a cherry wood pipe, but
Oh, yeah,
not
he's fancy.
not like the Sherlock Holmes kind.
Oh, so it's just like a regular pipe.
Yeah.
So he was a hardcore smoker then.
He just looked, yeah, I think so. And he just looked like he'd stepped out of, like, the film Wall Street.
Yeah, that's the guy who's too lazy to roll his own cigs, but wants to smoke his own tobacco, and doesn't give a fuck about any filtering.
Rolling cigarettes? Gross.
It's honestly cheaper, and plus you can get your own tobacco.
Have you ever smoked a pipe? Why would you waste perfectly good tobacco on a cigarette?
Well, I mean,
He likes
being
how
from
the-
NorCal, it was mostly spliffs. But because
The only time I remember rolling cigarettes is when I was, like, a teenager and it couldn't work and I was too poor to buy cigarettes.
okay, so you say that JFresh, but my response to you is, why would you waste a perfectly good weed pipe on tobacco?
Weed is gross. Smells like ass.
You probably only smelled the fucking dirt weed that shows up in Texas.
I've never smoked weed in Texas. Only in other states. And it was dumb.
Allegedly.
I don't enjoy it at all.
Look, one
Feels
day
mostly
I'm
like a
gonna buy
waste of time to me.
I'm gonna buy a volcano one day, and you and I are gonna hit the volcano all night, and you're gonna be so fucking stoned out of your gourd, it's gonna be unbelievable.
I'd rather have 12 beers and a tobacco pouch.
You could do that too.
That's like peak, like the perfect amount of. It just hits right.
Upper and downer.
Okay, wait. Danimal asked
Yeah.
who still uses volcanoes, and I have to ask him, what is the alternative that has made them obsolete?
I don't even know what a volcano is.
Edibles.
No, a volcano is the best. They're peak weed smoking technology. It's basically a vaporizer. You put weed in it and like this little thing, and then it fills up this balloon with like vape air, and then you just hit the balloon, and it's the smoothest thing ever. It doesn't really stink, and it gets you crazy high because you have a ton of it.
Gross. So you're just like a clown now that huffs balloons?
Mm-hmm.
more like a teenager who huffs galaxy gas, but yeah.
We're gonna find fucking Dork in his office just huffing glue out of a bag.
No, he's gonna autoerotic asphyxiation himself to death. We're
Oh
all gonna
God.
find him butt naked with a belt around his neck.
And sourdough on my cock.
Yep.
Just a bread loaf just poking out from my midsection, right where my cock is.
Just your dick and your mother. like, like your mother yeast.
Oh, okay. Just wondering where you're going with that one.
Dork got it.
Yeah, his mother's yeast.
This is out of hand. Someone raise your hand so we don't have to keep
It's
listening.
very
to this.
much in your hand.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this. Hypothetical.
Why is the total delta? Wait, no. People have to ask an actual, like they have to get up on stage and ask. I'm not reading.
Oh wait,
questions.
Wolfie's
Yeah.
here. If
That's not
Wolfie
what
gets
this
on
is.
stage, I'm just gonna ask bread questions.
STD slot machine already put his hand up.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Doing alright,
So-
man. How you doing?
Sorry.
Howdy.
I'm having a lot of trouble reading my handwriting, I'm not gonna lie, for these questions.
You wrote
But,
shit down?
Yeah, all those notes that I'm taking, they're all written down right now. Because, like, I do it, like, while I, like, walk on the treadmill or, like, ride the bike.
I didn't know you were literate. I thought you said you worked in consulting.
No. I was a consultant. I
Oh.
work in healthcare, so we're
Oh, so
actually
you-
retarded.
So you learned how to read after the consulting, then?
No. Everyone knows consultants don't actually know what they're doing.
That was the
I've
implication
seen
that
enough
I was
design
making.
spec jobs to know you're right.
Yeah.
Everybody
I've
knows the
looked up
consultant is
PowerPoints
there to
and-
say what they need to be said, but it's like somebody outside said it.
Yeah, I remember my first day in consulting. I consulted a C-suite, and I had never even touched the topic that I was being paid to consult for.
That's
They probably
accurate.
ate that shit up.
Yeah, well, 5 minutes before it, I called my wife, who is a nurse and knew the answer, and I just used that.
Ew, you
But-
gave them real advice that they could act on? That's disgusting.
I know, but it's okay. It got me 6 more months on the job. All right, so my question. My question. So, this is just from like a point that was made like during like the stream a while back. So, why I was just curious, why is it that like intraday on like the live data, when there's like if GF is flat relative to the move, that it signals a trend?
Wait, what?
So,
Did
like,
that not
are you
make
saying
sense
like,
at all?
so like, are you
if there's
saying like
a move
spot
that's
is
going
moving?
on a price action intraday, if GF is flat relative to the move, does that signal a trend?
Not necessarily. Generally, like a trend day is like where
I would say
you have
GS
the
like
points just creeping up.
yeah,
or down.
rising alongside the trend.
So following the trend, okay.
Yeah, because you're always gonna have
Constantly marching up or down.
it would be very weird to have like no in the money profit taking at all.
Okay.
I will say the faster GF moves up towards like rising price, the more pronounced that in the money profit taking is. Because it would mean that like Gamma's starting to like concentrate around spot versus out of the money. Which means the out of the money positions are sloughing off.
Oh,
So it goes both ways. But yeah, I would say like what we saw today, where GF was just like gently creeping up all day. That's a very good indication of like a trend day. Or at least
okay.
the trend is continuing.
Oh, I guess that makes sense, especially with how DF and GF are just cumulative to the price, to the volume throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. My other question is just kind of more the usage of the live data, and I'm a little ashamed that I didn't think of this sooner. But Gherk, when you mentioned that you will have up the real-time data and the live Greeks by strike
Mm-hmm.
to kind of see what's going on,
Yeah.
I just kind of want to know, am I on to like I'm really trying to get a good idea of like seeing the changes in positioning, especially like with managing the straddles. It
No.
helps a lot. Like when we get
Oh,
to like
there.
when we get to like an end range for the day. So like if I'm watching the IV curve and then watching the live like Greeks by strike on the delta side, is that like a good way to try and see like how positioning is changing potentially?
Yeah. Wait, what curve?
Okay.
Which the IV curve? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll like watch the IV curve and like the delta chart on the Greeks by strike page.
Yeah, that's an excellent way of doing it.
Okay. So now I just got to get better at doing that. I probably have more questions, but I'm kind of still looking through all my notes, so I'll hop off and let someone else hop on.
Okay. You can
Thanks
come
for-
back whenever.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. No problem, man. Gilgamesh, are you coming up here? You gonna come up here and ask your question? You gonna say hi?
He asked. He asked when the stream was, so I assume that means he's eager to ask some questions and get some answers.
Yeah.
No, Mike.
What do you mean, no mic? You don't own a phone?
I think it's a bunch of hooey.
single device that has been made in the last 25 years has a microphone.
Yeah, this water bottle I have, microphone.
You
That's
probably
not a
have 18
device.
microphones within reach of your hands right now.
Gilgamesh trades on a Palm Pilot.
Ooh, a Sony Clie.
I still trade on my Canon Cat.
The Sony Clie was an excellent little handheld to play Diamond. What is it called? Remake sets of 3 diamonds.
Slot machine?
No. Not Candy Crush, but very similar to that. It was like the predecessor to Candy Crush.
Tetris?
In between Tetris and Candy Crush.
Pong?
Bejeweled, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, Danger86. The Sony Clie was an excellent Bejeweled device.
You know, my favorite mobile game was Brickbreaker on the OG BlackBerry.
I never had a BlackBerry.
My dad gave me his old BlackBerry when he had it. Let me tell you that the 2-key keyboard, like with the predictive typing, was fucking peak, dude. I wish I could get that on my iPhone. Like you could type like twice as fast with 2-key and predictive text than you can just fucking raw dogging it. Oh no, this is pre-ball. This is when it had the little wheel on the side.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The OG BlackBerry.
Do you guys ever have a mini disc player?
Yeah.
Nice.
I also had a CD player I'd listen to on the way to school, but like in the bus, but every time I hit a bump, it would skip.
You didn't have like a 10-second buffer on the skip?
No. It just,
Yeah, I didn't have that problem. I had a Sony Shockman.
Yeah, I had a buffer one too.
Wow,
It was
you
10 or
guys are
20
so
seconds.
fancy.
But the
As
kid
long
that
as it
used to
wasn't too much.
the kid that used to beat me up all the time threw it out the window of the bus.
Someone beat you up makes me angry.
How would they be, dude? You've been like
Always.
6 feet tall since you were 8.
No, I didn't turn I wasn't 6 feet tall until I was like 16. And in high school, I was like 12. So I just got the shit kicked out of me.
Wait, I forgot. You know, you guys, this is wrong. He's actually 3 feet tall with a 7-foot wingspan. Sorry.
Correct.
I misspoke. His arms just
3 feet
reach down to the
tall
floor.
and 7 feet around.
You guys ever make friends with the rich kid so that he could film your skate videos with his family's camcorder?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Except for mine was a kid with a dad who was divorced and trying to win his love with buying him shit.
Same thing.
If I was gonna ascribe a shape to the body type I'm describing, it would be an oblate spheroid.
That's what the planet is.
Be highly oblate.
Quite oblate.
The oblatist. Yep. What's up, man?
Hi.
Hi.
I had to
You
pull
sound
out my-
oblate.
Do it? Yeah. I had to pull out an ancient device technology known to a previous civilization from a gateway computer microphone.
Oh wow!
Wow.
So you're a hoarder.
He's got a garage full of computers 'cause he works at a bank.
No comment. Not. I fuck around with for some hardware. I'll just say that.
Fucks. We'll leave it at that.
All I know
This
is
guy-
I knew a guy whose dad worked at a bank as a software engineer, and his garage was filled with computers.
All software engineers' garages are filled with computers.
I finally, at my regular job, have the most screens around me of anybody.
Yeah.
taking a
Well,
while.
like back then, computers would go obsolete every like 4 months.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
only
the
that,
computers
there were
got
like
obsolete in,
things
like,
you
6
needed to
years.
keep the old computer for, because there was no like you couldn't use those programs on the new computer.
Yeah, there's no SaaS.
Well, yeah, it's like you got
It's
this.
all
you know, it's
startups
like
that made this award-winning program and then just disappeared 3 months later.
there's this one program that runs on this like 15-year-old fucking, piece of silicon that's just sitting in the back of the server room, but it has to stay there. And so you have to have something that also has that silicon, which happens to be this super old Dell desktop from like 2003.
Okay, I'm probably gonna miss this question, but I'll be right back.
Ask it while he's gone.
Don't worry, I still care.
Hey, sorry, I'm having to do like push to talk with this thing, and I keep forgetting. It's so
Nice.
jank. Yeah, I know. So, I was kind of just hoping to have a little bit of insight from you guys about, I guess, how the leverage chart in the options macro tool is put together. To quote the docs, it's just describing how it's the delta value divided by the contract value, chart on the left, or sorry, chart in the middle divided by chart on the left. In technicality, and I just, yeah, go ahead. I'm just, I
I cannot tell you. It's confidential.
Well, no.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so a way to think about this. So like the term miles per hour, right?
Yeah.
Like so, miles per hour describes, it's how many miles do you go in an hour, right? And the so the options macro chart is deltas per dollar, right? Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
So it's like if I levered this much dollars, how much delta?
Well, I guess I'm trying to understand how the leverage chart works in comparison to the delta value chart and the contract value chart, since the docs define it as essentially just a fraction of the two. But
It is. It's,
at the same time,
it's just it's another way to look at the two charts. It's a way to sort of synthesize them together to get a sort of idea. It's kind of like how much equity do you have in your house versus leverage against it. This is kind of doing the same thing, where it's showing you, for all these dollars that are currently put into the options market, how much delta value are they, like for every dollar I put in, how much is that dollar multiplied in the options market?
is that just a flat assumption then, effectively, like a 1-to-1 ratio? And it's fine if you can't get into the details, obviously.
Well,
but
if
I'm
it
just
was a 1-to-1
like,
ratio, the leverage would be 1, right?
yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to wrap my head around like because like when I look at the OI contract value and the delta value charts, as well as the ones through time, which are immensely helpful as I can, scroll back, and I would recommend to anybody listening and out there. I mean, it's like the most craziest part of Gammastrike, in my opinion, is just the ability to go and see how those environments change day to day. And like I can intuitively understand the contract value chart and the delta value chart, but the leverage chart has just kind of been a bit of an obscurity to me. And I guess I see what you're saying when it's basically just the ratio. I mean, it literally is the ratio of the delta to the dollar amount, but I'm just trying to understand, I guess, why. Like, why would I use that tool to understand the dynamics of the market that the delta chart and the contract chart themselves aren't really telling me on their own?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at, let's just say we only wanted to use delta, okay? So we would see, like, for the last OPEX, we see call delta fall off a cliff, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, the call leverage didn't fall as drastically, right? And you could look at the put leverage as it fell off on OPEX, right? Versus the put delta, and you can see that the put leverage really was largely unchanged. So it gives you an idea of if options are being repriced, because if you look at just contract value or just delta, those are two separate things, right? One of them is an assumption of how much money has exchanged hands essentially to make these contracts exist. And the other one is the implied value of those contracts, as probabilities, right? What the market maker sort of thinks their risk is on these contracts. So they're two separate things, right? In their sort of existence, right? One is derived from IV, the other is derived just, from the price. So in that sense, right, you get a decent idea of, yeah, it really is it's just leverage, right? If I put this dollar in, if 4 times the amounts of that dollar are going to be hedged. Versus if it was really low, right, I might put $1 in and only, get 2x that leverage ending up being hedged. So yeah, I have a feeling you're probably overthinking it a bit, which is fine, right? And it's not meant to be some super esoteric thing. It's just meant to more clearly show you the difference between the two charts.
Okay, yeah, that helps.
The difference, the connection, I guess. I don't know how you want to describe that. Something like that.
Relationship.
But yeah, it's a simple ratio. It's not meant
The
to be super
synthesis.
Yeah, synthesis. That's good. Yeah, it's
Okay.
not. It's a comparison tool, right? It's not meant to be some complex like concept necessarily. It's really just delta per dollar.
Okay. Well, that's helpful. And that's kind of how I was already thinking of it, just from kind of an abstract perspective, but I guess like, when Gherk is pointing out, like, there's the puts sold like around 90% out of the money. And, just looking through time, you can see them continue to go up just in the past few days. I mean, like intuitively, it makes sense, you like looking at that leverage chart, but I guess I was just more wanting to make sure that I wasn't really missing anything there.
Well,
That was like obvious.
When you say leverage chart, do you mean the leverage curve or like the top one? Because so like the leverage curve is a pretty cool way to sort of think about things, right? So let's say that everything in the market dropped 7% tomorrow. Okay. The amount of dollars per delta that puts are being hedged with would go up about like 30-40%. And so that would mean that there's more pressure on the market to get those contracts hedged.
Yeah.
And for every put that's on the market, yeah, you could see how much like it's like an input output sort of thing. how much output is coming from the input.
It's also really
Are you
important when you're
bastardizing my poor
considering-
child?
I
What
was
the
hoping
question?
you'd show up because I was going to answer it and the way I thought was correct, and then you'd correct me, and we'd both learn something today.
I think you did a
What
very
is-
good job.
What is the question? Is there
He
anything
wants
that you
to.
need?
He wants intuition on the leverage curve, and I told him it's delta per dollar.
Well, and I mean that's in the docs. So I mean I understood that, but I guess I was just trying to understand why. But Dork, I mean, really the answer I think is just to not overcomplicate it and to not overthink it. And it does. I mean, it's just the synthesis of the two, I suppose. You know,
Yeah,
keep
it
using
just
that
kind
word
of
now.
it just kind of gives you a sense of where everything is in the market. So like basically the you
Well,
know,
and
as options
just
go out of the money, their leverage goes up, right? And so um, you can kind of tell that you know the peak leverage point on like the put curve, for example, is basically telling you where there are both. So you have competing effects. So when you're really far in the money, your leverage is just one.
you're
When
talking
you're
about the
really
moneyness curve, right?
I'm talking about leverage still, but when you're really so your leverage when you're really far in the money is one because your delta's one, your cost and your delta are the same.
Think of one contract. The JFresh is talking about one contract right now.
Yeah, and so as you start going out of the money, your leverage starts going up. So like you might pay 25 delta for a 50 delta contract, then your leverage is 2. As you start going farther and farther and farther deep out of the money, your leverage starts to like approach 0 because it's like 0 divided by 0. So there's like this sweet spot out of the money where you have a significant amount of leverage. And so this leverage, so like the put curve here, that max point kind of gives you this in aggregate of like where the pressure point is for puts if they're sold. Because once you go over that peak, then you're starting to go progressively more and more in the money. And so if there's all these sold puts, they start becoming very unhappy past the peak and they start getting grumpy even when you start getting close because they're afraid. Currently, that is sitting about 6-ish% below us, which is about where they like to have it, 5 to 10% below spot.
Are you looking at the 0.935 on the moneyness leverage curve?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
6.5% out of the money.
The other thing that we've been talking about a lot is the call curve, and specifically for this, you notice that there isn't really like this big near the money but out of the money positioning. It's just kind of flat, which just says that there's just kind of like this very even spread of calls below us that are in the money. And then it starts to drop off as you go up, which indicates that nobody's really betting that the market will go up. Everyone's just kind of sitting on in the money stuff.
Yeah, versus like if you look at April near our bottom, there was more call leverage.
Yeah, so usually in like really
out of
bullish
like
times,
yeah,
you'll see that peak. The same kind of peak you see out of the money on puts, you'll see it on calls on the other side.
so you see how like as we were bottoming out around like April 7th, do you see how the
Yeah.
call leverage was very high out of the money? Like 15% out of the money was like the peak of call leverage.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Out
It's
here.
kind of like a call hump and then
Yeah.
put hump on the other
And
side.
then that's where we went, right? Like and now we're at the top of that. Where the top of that was. And now no one really wants things higher. Like call leverage even just immediately above spot declines from where it is at spot.
I mean, I'm looking back through like 2024 data, and it's like most of the time there's like you say, I mean, there's that increase in calls out of the money to the upside, along with the increase in puts to the downside to some degree. Sorry, you don't see it at all, like where it's flat right now. I mean, this really is quite a crazy anomaly.
That's why I keep. That's why I
Pretty weird,
keep.
yeah.
I keep saying like, there's not a lot of like interest in the market going higher than it currently is. Like the market's going up, but no one's really interested in that happening. Like no big institutions are like, I'm gonna buy all of this shit in the dark pools, you know, or like they're not levering up like you know, synthetic like long variants or anything like that. Which you saw a lot of in 2024, especially like on any pullback. You immediately saw like big bot calls out of the money. Because they were gonna buy, right? They were gonna buy a shitload, and yeah, now we're
Feel
just
like
we're not seeing
leverage
that, and it's kind
conditions
of
are in
like
place.
every day we just get a bunch of 0 DTE sold puts, and there's slightly more 0 DTE sold puts than there are 0 DTE sold calls, and so we kind of just drive up on those, but those have no Vega, which makes like Vega neutral kind of irrelevant, because there's like once those contracts aren't like right at spot, the Vega on them is like nothing. So like they're not really changing the convexity of the market maker's returns very much. So the market maker doesn't have any real reason to dump all of their delta, and because the selling is fairly even, it just slowly drives price up, and then when you hit like the sold calls for the day, you get like a little tiny squeeze, and then that gets killed, and then you close like right around there. And that's been like every fucking trading day for a while.
Yep. It's
I don't
made
know,
me
man.
some
It
of the
sounds a lot like a new
tools-
normal.
Some of the
Yeah,
tools
it
I'm
does.
working on now makes me excited after watching today. You could literally see like, oh, all the puts are buying to close. At that dump at the end of the day.
Yeah, I kind of tried to tell people about that. But then we still, you know, closed up from the drop.
Yeah.
Not as
it
up as I
recovered.
thought we would. I thought we were going to close around 85. But still, you know, bounced. But we really shouldn't be bouncing above VN. That's kind of the weird thing. Like V's to V above VN, someone has to like come in and buy, because the market maker just wants to sell.
Yeah, there's something screwy going on.
So there is just like a bunch of people that are consistently selling those puts, and if those puts go, you know, in the money, they sell them really hard until they're back out of the money again.
Yep.
Because
These
otherwise,
accredited liquidity providers.
well, otherwise there's no like there's no yield to gain, right? Like you almost have to sell options in the money at this point to harvest yield. And so price is just getting dragged around by like in the money option selling, basically. So they're just like and what's really fun about that with like GS is that when they're doing that, they're essentially just manipulating how much delta the MM has to carry. Like, you know, if you sell enough in the money puts, the MM's going to pick up. They're going to pick up a bunch of delta. Price is going to go up. And if you sell a bunch of in the money calls after price has gone up, the MM is going to dump some of that delta, and price is going to go down. And I actually think, I think like medium to large size hedge funds are very active in that that type of trade.
I almost want to create an algorithm that paper trades and just does exactly what you're saying every single day for like a year and go back and analyze it.
They've already. Well, yeah. I mean, they've already done that. That's
Yeah, but
yeah.
I want to create a dumb one for me just to see
Oh.
it intuitively. Yeah, that's
And then like
Right.
traders, like everyone in the Discord and all the traders hate it because it's kind of counterintuitive. But I mean, if anything, it actually reduces risk in trading because you can sell in the money spreads at like 95% of like, or like with like 5%, 10% risk on them, and then just see what happens. Which is, I would say, arguably a lot better than, taking on like $1,500 risk for an out of the money option in a high volatility environment. So this is very like top of the book, super liquid. Everyone just selling everything.
love it.
Which is, I mean, technically a much better way to make money, especially if you have a lot of money and you want to make 1 or 2% a day. This is a
Yeah, and that's
fantastic
what I've really
environment.
been focusing on is just sell side, like 3% is my greedy target. And sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I go backwards, but finding most of the time I don't lose money. And this time a year ago, it was definitely not the case. So Gammastrike's doing something.
Yeah.
That's good.
Glad to hear it, bud.
Gammastrike. It's doing something.
But I can't totally attribute it to Gammastrike either, because then Gert goes in and does his stupid fucking report on all the companies that are just going to magically move for when the bill was announced. What was
Gammastrike.
it? I don't even know the. Yeah, I'm sure it was just Gammastrike you used.
I didn't use.
It
I
must be
didn't
doing
use.
something.
I didn't use Gammastrike at all. I just used Bloomberg, and I read a lot of the bill, which was very long.
Gammastrike. Just
You
get
didn't like look
Bloomberg.
at any of the options chains or anything.
What? Gammastrike can't
You
just replace me. You know that, right?
Not
God.
yet.
I mean, once we get the GPT finished,
Yeah, that
Sky's the
hopefully.
limit. You'll be way more sycophantic, and it might actually like me.
No AI. Take your weird fetishes somewhere else, Dork. There's no AI on our website.
What's up, Peach Fuzz?
Okay.
I'm gonna get out. Thanks.
All right.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the questions.
Oh my god, Gherk, you put that on Twitter.
What?
Oh,
Jensen's face covered in orange cum. Of course I did. How else are we going to get discounts on NVIDIA cloud services later on?
Oh god.
When they ask us what we're using AI for, we can show them. Wait, do you not have my... Do you not know my Twitter? Echo Eversky? I noticed you liked it, so...
Who? What are you talking about?
You. You're complicit. If you like it, you're complicit.
What are you talking about? Oh no, that's Dr. Gingerballs. That's not me.
Oh. That makes sense.
Yep.
Well, is that did we answer everybody's questions perfectly?
Well, no, Slot
We must
Machine
have.
was still translating his own writing.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
I'm gonna just pick people from the audience, and then they have to come on stage and ask a question.
Danimal has a question, so let's get Danimal up here.
Ooh, yeah, get up here.
Let's go, Danimal. You can't talk? Like, are you mute?
Boom. I've invited him to speak.
Give him 22 seconds and he'll magically find a microphone in his garage. Because everybody
look
has
through
a microphone within reach, at least one. I probably have
Coward.
7.
You know what? All right, hold on. You guys aren't good. Like, you're here because you think we're smart, and then you think we don't know that you own cell phones.
Yeah, I counted my cell phone as one microphone. Actually, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3.
That is a microphone.
4,
I only
5. I have 5 microphones within arm's reach.
I only have 3.
I work in AV, so I have something like 16. Maybe closer to 20, actually.
Who in the audience has never asked a question on stage? Danimal? Maximus Dilymus?
Wolfie's
A's.
been in and out, but if Wolfie comes up here, it could become bread hour, and I could just talk about bread with them.
You like to do that, wouldn't you? Pickle Rich hasn't come up here and asked a question.
Oh, D, he's the man.
All right.
Danimal's surrounded
More
by his
questions.
children in Indiana.
I do have, before I get into my questions, I do have one note here from Gammastrike Roundtable 13.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You're going to start
Yeah,
quoting
it's
us
gonna
to
be
us?
that. No.
How dare you try to use our words against us?
I didn't realize this was a hearing.
No, well, not for you guys, but more so JFresh, because someone asked a question at 1 hour 56 minutes and 30 seconds in, and I have noted here that JFresh was not able to answer because he was groping his wife.
Oh, okay. What was the question?
How does Vanna exposure impact price movements during volatility shocks?
Ooh.
I was groping my
You
wife.
guys answered it great, just JFresh wasn't able to answer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's all him. I'm going to totally let him field this.
Well, I wasn't listening. I was thinking about what what I could have been doing to my wife at the time.
Groping her. You already said that.
Then I was thinking about what I was doing to her today.
Probably also groping her. Do you have sex today? Is that why you're in such a good mood?
What's the question?
I reclaim my time.
The question was answered. I just have a note that you specifically weren't able to answer because I think someone tried to ask it to you. But no, I do actually have questions. Decide.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Sorry.
The gentleman can finish his statement.
Thank you. So, I have a note here that when we're above like gamma flip, that it can be more likely to see like in the money price action. I was just kind of curious to like why that's the case. I get that statement, but like I don't understand the reasoning behind it.
I didn't hear the
Behind which
question.
thing?
I wasn't listening again. Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
We were all very distracted for a second.
I was kind of sitting there like, oh, did I ask a bad question?
We were just
no,
thinking
I
about
just have a
JFresh's
note
wife.
Everybody stop. I have to focus. Stop talking about my wife.
So, I have a note from one of the old roundtables that if we're above gamma flip, that we can be more likely to see like in the money price action. I was kind of just hoping to understand why.
In the money price.
Well, because there's contracts in the money, and people are gonna want to take profit.
Yeah.
Okay,
And, like,
This
you got
sounds like
spreads and stuff that are
something
like-
I would have said. But yeah.
So yeah, you think about the zero DTE market not as a bunch of degens buying calls and puts because they hate themselves, but as actual people who don't want to get fired from their job. And so what they're doing is they're selling all these spreads near the money, right, to basically try to bet that the market's not going to go too much this way or that way. So when the market does go too much this way or that way, they start repositioning. If it doesn't go that far this way or that way, they continue to build their positions near the money. But you will see, like, if we're not right around those flip points and stuff, you'll generally see more at the money stuff. But as price goes up or down from there, you'll see in the money stuff happening because some guys somewhere has, you know, a bull call spread, let's just say, that is now, you know, fully profitable or just not worth holding anymore. So they're gonna buy it back or sell it. Sorry, it's a bull call spread. You know, and the same thing is true. You know, if they have like a bull put spread, same thing. If the stock's going up, you know, if it's going down, you'll have people with bear put and bear call that are also repositioning to get a little closer to spot and try to milk out those sweet, sweet yields.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
you have to think risk averse, not like people degenning into con. If that was the case, then the SPX would go up and down like 1% every 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think like especially when I'm using the live data, that's something that I've been trying to like get better at is like when we're at like a certain spot is where should I be trying to look? And I typically find myself looking at like contracts like I would want to purchase or play rather than what probably other participants would be.
Yeah, you definitely have to pay attention more to what the participants are doing.
I mean,
Go ahead, Gherk. You're the trader here, not me.
well, like something that was like really apparent to me today, and the reason I thought we would fail back to like, I don't know, I probably said it like 30 minutes. It was like when we were testing like 6290-ish or getting close to 6290. I was kind of like, oh, this is probably gonna fail back to like 70 or 75, but like when we do it, we're gonna rip right back up into the other positioning immediately. I think I said that like a couple times into the end of the day today. The thing like I was looking for there is that um like if you look at gamma and delta flip throughout the day, you can see that they're diverging on the like uptrend, right? So you have this like trend day where both DF and GF are rising. Let me make sure that this is showing up on oh, actually, hold on. I probably need to do it like this so I can share it on the Discord. Hold on. Share screen, and then let me make sure that's sharing on this. Okay, so you guys can all see that. Turn on Epic Pen. That's not working on the YouTube. You guys can see the Epic Pen on Discord, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you see these are both like kind of rising up throughout the day, right? And they're continuing along with the trend in price, which is what we expect, right? We expect, you know, delta at the money to continue to move up, gamma at the money to continue to move up. And both of those moving up, you know, as more and more interest builds at spot and to the upside, is going to start to, you know, drag these 0 points up with price, right? And that's the, you know, what we're looking at. We're getting our trend. But if you notice, as we top out, these start to diverge more. And so what you're getting is you're getting the, you know, the 0 point of delta is moving closer to spot, but the 0 point of gamma is staying much flatter. And so, you know, you're getting like a little bit less gamma support during this period here, where they start to diverge more and more, because that's really where it started, was like right there. You know, you're getting more out of the money. Delta is closing, and in the money, delta down here is closing, and that's pulling the 0 point closer to spot, because now the concentration of delta is closer to spot. But you're not getting the same move in gamma, which means that, you know, like the out of the money like sold puts, I would say, are like those would be like higher gamma, are not moving, right? And so when those sold puts close, right? Or when enough of that delta collapses, the market maker is just going to like dump their hedge, which is what happens when the at the money delta up here at like the 85 call finally closed. Like those 85 calls closed as soon as like they started closing here, and then the MM just dumped, right? And then you see the at the money interest on Gamma pick up really, really rapidly on that bounce. So everyone starts now everyone starts buying the high Gamma strikes near spot into the end of the day. So that's kind of like a fun way to think about how these react. Also, like the further that spread gets apart, the more chance for like realized volatility, which is like your open close vol. Not IV or HV. These are different. HV is like close over close, and our RV is open close. So this is like your intraday variance. So the further those spread apart on the intraday, the more variance you're going to probably have.
Wow, I just learned a whole new way how to use DF and GF.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, yeah, because like think about it being like that's where the MM doesn't have to hedge those values, and then the further price is from those values, the more of that hedge the MM is carrying.
Okay.
But if the MM's carrying like a lot of delta but not a lot of gamma, they're probably gonna like sell off a little bit. And if they're carrying a lot of gamma but not a lot of delta, they might buy a little bit.
Yeah, and like especially where like this coincided with like we were pretty near the top of the implied move for the day too.
Yeah, I mean everything out here, right around that point, you started getting a lot of divergence. All these calls, like 90 and 95, started to get sold really heavily. So now you're getting like more delta up here. But because it's so late in the day, those out of the money calls don't have a lot of gamma. And so gamma is really not moving up much.
So when we hit like those end rate, like the intraday kind of like end ranges, if you if well like the implied that like the sorry I'm trying to think of how to say it
The implied move.
Implied move, yes, thank you. Is that like is it more common to see participants start to like sell past those like ranges?
Yeah, because that's like what the MM priced into those options. So you have a lot of like algorithmic I mean, first of all, the market maker needs to like rebalance their book based on pricing because now they're at like the edge of their implied risk, right? But then you also have, other people tracking what the market maker is pricing who are like, oh, these options are very unlikely to end up being worth more than what was priced into them. And so, those previous call buyers want to sell, and then call sellers want to come in and take advantage of the high premiums, and then put sellers want to take profit very much in the same way. But put buyers have very cheap puts because now the puts are very, very cheap relative to their implied move. And that's what we saw here, is we saw all those puts get bought back. So you saw the calls sell.
And then when that gamma flip spike, that was the sold puts being bought back.
Yeah, well, this is when the puts started getting sold again, because they went up in value.
Oh, okay.
And so then gamma goes up, because they're selling like the 75 at the money and they're selling the 80 at the money. And those have an insane, like, especially that close to close, those have just fuck tons of gamma.
So then, kind of going back to like those sold calls at the end of the implied move, if we like when we end up like call squeezing at the end of those implied moves, like to the upside,
Yeah.
is that more likely to occur like in like the beginning of the day or like the end of the day because of like
It depends. It depends where the day starts, but I would say that it's more likely in the middle of the day to get this. Like that part, like this is where we like squeezed out the sold calls from earlier in the day, and this move up was like that squeeze basically above like that 80 resistance, because that's where the calls were sold last night. Right, and so that's when those finally squeezed out after testing multiple times, and then they squeezed out a little bit, right? And then when that like when the MM's done buying the delta to cover that, which you can kind of see like a little bit there, then like they're just not buying anymore, and then price action stagnates again, and then but call premiums are up, so now people want to sell calls. And that's what you get through most of the top here is just like a lot of call selling. And then, you know, put sellers aren't really interested in getting out because they can take advantage of theta until they start to get pressured. Right? They get pressured a little bit there and they pull back a little, and then they get pressured a little more and then they pull back a lot. Because like this is encouraging that profit taking, and then profit taking encourages more profit taking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, basically, you're just getting sold puts, sold calls through this whole period, and then eventually, when it does break out, that's just because there are slightly greater sold puts to sold calls.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have like 2 more questions, but I don't know if anyone else wanted to hop on stage.
I don't think anyone's
Is
raised their
anyone else
hand. So
They're all being shy tonight.
I don't feel too bad
Yeah.
about it.
Shoot your shot.
All right.
You got us all to yourself, it seems like.
Oh, sick. Well, I won't keep you guys on here too long, I promise. So staying with DF and GF, another note that I have here is that it can be more reactive in higher volatility environments. I guess I just kind of wanted to know, is that from like more like increased like hedging activity, or is that more because now we have like a higher play of like the Greeks related to IV and
spreads are way wider, and the market's far more illiquid because options are overpriced. Risk is greater. There's fewer people that want to come in and trade them. The spreads widen, and then the sensitivity of the market maker's hedge goes up. Because they need to now rapidly price in the movement in those spreads relative to like the risk on their book.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, in higher volatility environments, you'll know that they move a lot more and way faster because of that.
Yeah, that was something that like I kind of had trouble adjusting to, just like using it, but I didn't really even understand it at the time. Now I understand it a little bit better. Okay, the last question.
Voma's cool as shit.
Yeah. So the last question I have is kind of more getting into just like large piles of gamma and like the gravity that they hold. So I understand that like they can like when we have like a large pile of gamma, it can have like a stronger sense of gravity, if you will, where it holds price action. And then if we move away from it, once that like large pile of gamma loses its hold, it can start to pick up speed.
Yes.
Is that speed from just more so the loss of the hold of that positioning, or is it from the dropping the hedge on that?
It's the
strike?
It's the dropping or picking up the hedge on the like as their exposure changes on the move into the next strike.
Okay.
Yeah, like imagine you're throwing one magnet past another. If you don't throw it hard enough, it'll get caught in the magnet's magnetic pole and just get sucked there and stop. But if you throw it hard enough, it'll slow down while it's going by, but it'll still have enough momentum to get past the magnet, and then it will just keep flying.
Okay. And then like how do like when we start to like flip those large piles of like let's say like we're under the large pile gamma and we push past it and it starts to become support, like at what I guess I try and like trying to get the idea of like when can I start to like be more confident that we are pushing away from that large gamma?
So at that strike, gamma is at the highest point it's going to be. Like when moneyness is 1, gamma at that strike is going to be the highest that it is at that. Like it's going to be the highest value for what is there, right? As you move to either side of that strike, the dealer's exposure is going to change. The more you move away from the strike, the more that exposure changes. So, if it's like, say like 62.90 and you break out to like 61.46, like it's very easy for the dealer to just drop like that, like a little additional, and then you also want to look at like say you have like your GAX is like that at the 62.90 strike.
If
right?
you want, there's actually an example that I'm kind of referring to. It was actually Tesla today when it
Oh,
opened past 300.
let me take a
Because
look.
I actually went long Tesla right at open because of how we opened past the large pile of delta and gamma at 300.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
with the idea that we were gonna push likely to 310.
Yeah.
Since that was kind of like the next like large pile of gamma.
Yeah, and so like 305 is tricky, and it was like all throughout the day because gamma actually falls off. So the 300 strike is supportive, but the 305 strike doesn't do anything to increase the hedge. The hedge actually falls off there, and so you ended up stuck for most of the day at like that 305 range between like 302.50, which is also a strike because Tesla, and like probably like under 307.50.
Okay. Yeah,
right.
I ended up, that was like about the ideas that I had in my head, because I opened the call right at open, and then when it hit like just past 307, I just stopped out because I was like, that's close enough to 310.
Yeah.
Look at you.
And like
You
on
were
like the
done in 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was quick money. It was easy. It was fun. But yeah, because I actually saw that on the not the live data on the Greek special, right? Because like I'll always do like my market prep like in the morning, just because I want to see like how the data resettles, and it just looked like the gamma at 305 could be resistance, but then there's so little at 307.5 that I felt like it was gonna be harder to get to 10, which is why I sold there.
Yeah,
I was like that it could just be hard to move through that.
What it actually is, yeah, you're right. It's really hard for price to move through this, like this range, because gamma's at its highest point for exposure there at 305, but at 307 it falls. So as price moves up, the is dropping their hedge, not adding more.
Yeah.
And then it's very high at 310, and so for this to push higher than like 307, you need either gamma at 305 to go higher, right, and continue to like drive the hedge up, gamma at 307 to go higher, or you need enough out of the money buying here for like delta that the is picking up picking up, delta and pushing the price up into that range where their exposure starts to increase, which is out above 307.50. So from like 307.50 out to 310, their exposure picks up very, very rapidly. And that's why, like, end of day, when it finally does break out, it moves up so quick. Because once it gets out above that 307.50 level, like the hedge moves up really fast, and so it goes, like, not only does it go to 10, it even goes, like, with that momentum, it goes above 10. What's up, JFresh?
I wanted to tell Dork something, but he's not here.
Oh,
I'm here. What are you talking
sneaking
about?
away.
What do you?
Dude, I'm pinging you. I'm pinging you.
I see that. What? Okay.
I
Yes.
finished tea.
You finished tea?
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh shit!
You
Nice.
finished tea. On to you.
Sorry.
And like a cool way of thinking about this is like you're in a little spaceship, right? I'm just trying to make this look as much like a dick as possible.
This is gonna be great. Tell me all about your spaceship.
Yeah, you're in a little spaceship, and there's little planets, and there's big planets,
Oh my god, I love it.
and the little planets don't offer a lot of like escape velocity to slingshot you to the big planet, but the big planets offer a lot of velocity to push you out to the next big planet.
What if the planet's so small that and I guess like then if the
Then you
planet's
just
so
fly right
small
past
that
it
NASA
because
doesn't want to recognize
well,
it as a planet.
when
it just,
and that's
it's
what
different.
happens. That's what happens when you have gamma that's flat. Like when you have a range of gamma where there's just like this shit right down here, where it's just flat across like all the strikes. Right? It's really easy to just fly right past all that. It doesn't matter what direction. It's just really like there's no brakes.
Stock pong.
Yeah. So, your little spaceship can just chug along past those and not get sucked into them.
Doesn't need any thrusters.
It's literally just a dick.
That's a spaceship. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's a very aerodynamic one. This is the Blue Origin. But yeah, the little planets you can just cruise past. The bigger planets, like you gotta do some maneuvering because they're gonna like kind of pull you in. You can't just dodge them.
Yeah.
Unless you now, and this is where gaps come in. Sometimes you just gap that planet and push out to the next one, but then like the market wants to pull back to that. And that's kind of like because you skipped this part of space, there's like a draw to go back to that because there's positioning there and stuff, right? So, and this is kind of like why we see gaps fill on the intraday.
There might be a better description.
There probably is, but
if you just imagine that you're just like a black body radiator.
Oh god.
Okay. And
this is such an easier description.
There are two people in this chat that know what you're talking about at this point.
And I almost failed physics 1.
Do you even learn that in physics? I don't think so.
No.
Black body radiation, you learned that in was it thermo or was it E&M?
Nope.
One of those two. No?
E&M, I could see you learning it there.
It's I swear it was one of those we learned about it. Or I might have taken it in astrophysics and learned it there, but I feel like I learned like a million different ways.
Well, sure. But you
I
wouldn't
like
learn
the
it in
space
thermo.
example.
Yeah, he's like, make it stop.
But yeah, like I don't know. I see what Gherk's saying. He's the orbital flight mechanics aspect of it. I can see it.
Asked
So
and
it's
answered.
not
The gentleman
terrible,
will
but-
yield.
Well, a larger massive body has a higher gravitational pull, so the larger the planet, wouldn't that have a higher gravitational pull?
Yeah.
That would make it harder
Well,
to maneuver.
also think about the distance of your spaceship to the planet as well.
Yeah.
Like that's another thing. So
And that's why, like, when you get a ramp in Gamma, where Gamma continues to increase at each planet, that's a terrible planet. Your little spaceship can kind of slingshot into this one, and then keep going as the as it passes this one, the gravity from this even bigger planet starts to pull it in more. And so, like, you can get, like, a slow climb up when Gamma keeps increasing to the upside. But when you have, like, a medium planet and then a small planet and then a big planet, it's very different, because the medium planet can get you kind of to here, but then you get kind of stuck on the little planet because you don't push out past the little planet far enough to start getting dragged in by the big one. And that's what you have here at 305, 307.50, and then 310.
Okay.
Actually, it's more like this.
It's just like, I just wanted to brag that I made money today making stuff.
I mean, it was one of the few times I played Tesla. It just kind of seemed like a sitter.
No, it was a good play.
Other than that, Tesla scares me.
Opened above the delta flip, you know, flat Gamma out to 305. It was a good choice.
Yeah. So I guess on the sticking with the planet example, the last question I have. So when we're climbing those medium planets and we get to the large planet, sometimes rather than there not being a planet past the large Gamma, there's like another medium-sized planet. Is that like when we kind of see like let's say like
that's where you like top out?
Yeah, that's like where like it can kind of carry momentum to that.
Yeah, because I mean, then you just get you get stuck to the big planet.
Okay.
Like you need a lot more energy to get past that big gravitational pull. Not that it can't be done, and you can get like a fuck ton of interest that comes in, and you get that energy and push higher, right? But it requires a lot more. And, you know, the odds that you are going to push past that are much smaller.
So then if a participant had, like, interest in trying to get past that large Gamma, would they consider reducing the size of that large planet to then make it easier to get to the next strike? Or
I mean, generally what you see them do is they'll sell the in-the-money puts at the strike they're trying to, like, past the strike they're trying to push past, because this adds more delta than buying an out-of-the-money call.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because these are like 0.6 delta, these are like 0.4 or 0.3.
Yeah, so they get the greater delta push from selling the in-the-money.
Yeah, so you'll see like puts start coming in the money. And then like price will start to grind up as the MM picks up more and more delta. And then if the MM gets enough delta, then the Gamma head shifts and you get a little squeeze up. And now that big pile of Gamma is in the money. You're on the other side of the planet and it's supportive. Now, I will say that only informed participants do that. Like the idiot participants still just buy calls.
Well, I feel like that's what we do sometimes. No, I'm kidding. We're
everybody here just buys puts.
Yeah, nobody in the pickle jar. Yeah, nobody in the pickle jar does anything but buy a put and then wait.
I don't know. I feel like ever since we broke past VN, everyone's given up on puts and going to calls.
I gave up on puts when we broke above Gamma neutral because that's what you're supposed to do.
That would have been the smart thing to do. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. But no,
we get another chance when we fail 7,500 in 4 months.
4 months.
Are you raising your price estimate to 7,500 now? You're just trying to crash the market? JFresh has puts, everybody. JFresh has bought puts. That's why he's saying these things. That means buy calls because we will.
It was a
We are going to
joke.
go to 7,500.
It was a joke.
The puts are dying, and he's really resentful of that, so he's just infinable, like a lot of the pickle jar.
I've never understood that like psychological defense mechanism that people exhibit when they have like a losing position, and they just like become overly the opposing position. Like, I have calls and they're dead, so I'm going to be super bearish, or like I have puts and they're dead, so I'm going to be super bullish.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not joining them. They're just holding their dead put and bitching.
If you can't beat them, join them even harder than they are joining themselves.
I think the real secret to trading is don't have a dead put in the first place. Cut that shit. Cut it out like cancer.
Yeah.
Why do you want to carry around a dead put?
Market.
Yeah. Like, you were fucking wrong. Accept it. Close the option and open a new one in the right direction. Make some of your money back at least.
Think of it like approaching, the opposite gender or the same gender, whatever, at the bar, right? I mean, you see a cute one walking around, and you go up and you shoot your shot, and then they reject you. Do you continue to shoot your shot like an idiot, or do you move on and try again with another fish in the sea?
In my experience at bars, there's a lot of guys that just keep trying to shoot their shot all night.
Well, yeah, and you notice what they are is they're either creepy or pathetic.
Yeah, yeah. That's the immediate thing you think. Is, man, that guy's been trying really hard and he's not getting it.
He's not getting the message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cordem
yeah,
says,
it's-
shoot your shot all night. Girls appreciate persistence.
Oh my god. Oh.
So if you're saying if a girl rejects you, switch to guys. I mean, if all the girls reject you, then maybe.
Yeah, I would say first maybe switch to other girls, but you could just do what the PJ does and just switch to guys.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like them both, then go for whoever.
Yeah. Double your odds.
Right? Yeah.
It's a straddle. Oh my god. That's straddling.
Girls and
Then
boys.
double your losses.
Just hitting on everybody.
Puts and calls.
Hit on a girl. Hey, you're cute. No way. Turn over to the dude right there. Hey,
You know
you're
what?
cute.
I will say, even if you're not gay, I would encourage everybody to spend some time at gay bars because gay men
They're great.
They're great, and they make you feel
They're
great.
so nice.
Yeah, that's the best part about going to
Like,
gay bars
getting-
is just
getting
all the
asked-
compliments.
Like getting asked, like straight faced, if you would like to go to the bathroom and get a blowjob, makes you feel like $1,000,000.
And free drinks.
I don't know. There was one time I was at a gay bar and the guy was talking about how he doesn't drink drinks, he drinks colors, and all of the drinks he offered me had been pre-poured. It wasn't.
Oh, yeah, that's
You gotta be
that's-
careful with
how
those.
you give the blowjob in the bathroom.
Yep.
I see. I don't get hit on by men at gay bars. I just.
What?
They're just really nice.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
That's them hitting on you.
Well, because I show up with my now fiance in tow. Like it's like, we're not
the
like,
male dynamic makes you know how like when a girl is
like, I
nice
don't
to
go
a
stabbing
guy,
the gay bars.
guys are like, oh my god,
necessarily.
she loves me, right? But like when gay men are doing that, that's what's going on. That's because they're being nice to you because they're into you, because men are very linear in their approach.
It's probably true, and I'm probably just too obtuse to notice.
Yeah, no, that's definitely what's happening.
But that's fine. I mean, the vibe at gay bars is just super
Like, you're
cool.
not a bad looking guy.
Everyone's just nice.
I'd fuck you if I was gay.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I can't wait till we have real financial advisors as part of our service joining our office hours to hear all about.
I was just trying to make
Wake up to
I was trying to
so
make
many
Dork as
complaints.
uncomfortable as possible. And now look how giggly he is, though. See? Success.
Um,
He's just been hit on.
just the context of all of this is just it's too much for me to handle.
That's what she said.
Remember when we all thought Gherk was gay? No. When have I ever been
What?
gay?
I've been around for a while. I don't remember that.
There was a period where a bunch of people thought I was gay. Or, like, weren't sure.
And did they get?
I already
resolution, or
submitted
did they
the
just-
form with Barl. Calm down, Nimrod's daughter.
I don't know if it was harassment. It's at this point it's implied consent.
The
by
best
existing.
consent. The best consent
Implied.
is always implied.
You sound really metro.
The
I just-
implication.
I'm just very comfortable. I don't care. I'm gay for the SPX. The SPX doesn't have a gender.
It does have a penis though, and it's gonna fuck you.
Oh, Ben's finally a lesbian. That was bound to happen. You kept banging lesbians. What did you think was going to happen? Look at Grim too.
This was
Yeah,
great.
maybe that is the point where people thought you might be
I was
swing
hot.
both ways.
I was hot. I made like $8 million in a day.
were hot,
I had to
yeah.
take my fucking shirt off. Thanks.
So hot.
Wait, taking your shirt off makes you gay?
Apparently.
With a little lip bite and the eyebrow raise to a crowd of 98% dudes.
That's how you increase viewership.
It's true.
Did it? I don't think it did.
It did. It did. I was very successful with the people around that time.
At that point in time, he was the only stock trading streamer to not have his shirt on.
Should we start a financial OnlyFans?
Yes. Been saying this for years.
I volunteers.
I don't think any of us are hung though. How are we gonna do this?
You don't
Okay,
have to
I'm-
be hung, you just have to.
I'm packing some meat.
Dude.
Got a sandwich.
A sandwich?
Feel like it-
What?
It's like
An
a
oblate
hoagie roll
spheroid?
we're
Are
talking
we
about,
talking
or
about?
are we talking? Oblate.
I mean, what's that one movie with the gigolos where they all stuff their pants?
I feel like that's a lot of
Uh,
movies.
I know a guy who's a
When
gigolo.
I go to the gay bar.
Like a professional one. He mostly just cuddles people.
That sounds delightful.
Yeah, a lot of old people with dead spouses.
Yeah. A lot of like old
Honestly, it's a
ladies
great way
on
to
Long
capitalize
Island.
on the boomers dying out. Yeah. Shit, I
I'd-
might do that.
I mean, shit, I'd cuddle someone if they needed it.
Yeah, I'd do it too for $2,000.
This is what we need, a quant-based cuddling team. That's about what he charged, I think. It was like $2,000 a night.
Oh yeah, I know. I have a decent idea of rates because I just imagine what I would be making per hour if I was doing some
I mean,
other
why do
contract
you
work.
think the in-home healthcare jobs have been skyrocketing?
He
for the
did
last
tell
10
me
years?
though that it wasn't all just cuddling. He said like sometimes someone who's older than your grandmother rolls over and just wants you to give it to him. So,
Yeah, but
you
you
know,
can't get
Bang
them
'em?
pregnant.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can't. That's true. You can't get them pregnant.
So why wouldn't you?
Well,
The age
You know what?
age
Here's-
gap is a little high. It's kind of creepy.
Is it? Each their
I
own,
guess that's true. I don't know how old Gherk's friend is, so
They're
it
still
could
alive.
be not creepy.
Could be worse.
he's older now. I mean, I knew him like it was like 10 years ago, but I don't know. He's probably like mid-30s nowadays. Via.
It's actually low dose Cialis because you want to just keep that thing going because you don't know when a client's going to call.
True.
I think there was some sort of thing that came out that said that like a low dose of Cialis did something for you, other than boners.
I think it like shrinks your
I mean,
prostate.
all this medicine was made to be like for blood pressure and shit, like heart health.
There's a $200 discount
That's
on
what they're-
cuddling if you let JFresh rant about vol surfaces. Actually, there's a $400 discount on cuddling if you let JFresh rant about AI.
I'll cuddle you for free if you let me rant about AI. Even my wife won't let me do that.
I thought I was about to say, is that what your wife does every night?
Like, if you say Jensen Huang's name in my fucking ear one more time, you can go sleep on the couch.
He sold more shares over the last 3 days. He's the only person on the
Okay,
planet
don't
that
drag
wants
us
USD.
unwillingly into your kink.
Well, how about this? What if you guys became the pimps rather than the cuddlers? Because you could charge so much for the cuddling. I'm sure there's plenty of people in the pickle jar that could use some
Are
money.
you trying to get us to pimp you out to fill your portfolio?
No.
Are you
My
sure?
wife does that. It's okay.
Okay. Wait,
But-
fills your
but I know there's some
portfolio
other
or pimps you
sources.
out? Hold on, are you being abused?
No. I'm being well.
Wink at us if you're being trafficked.
Wink with your third eye.
Tipped out by his wife. Now that makes me want to. Nope.
Send us a
Makes me wanna
Polaroid
watch a
picture
reality show.
of the room you're in.
It makes me want to start a reality show called Wife Pimps.
Where
I don't know
wives
where the cast would come from.
pimp.
Yes.
God, why do we do this every time? Why can't we just stay on subject like professionals?
The subject is wife pimps. Are you kidding me?
Well, no, I know. Now it
Because
is.
nobody's asking any questions.
It's true.
Yeah. Someone raised their hand or asked a question. Instead, they're just here waiting for someone else to ask a question, or I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and
Hanging
Slot Machine wrote down questions over. Like, he clearly wants to make money. That's why he's a pigeon whale. I guess you guys
It
don't
sounds
want to
like
make
you
money
did
because
today.
you don't have questions.
Or you're already making money.
It's so easy to make money.
Don't say
It's so
that.
easy.
But yeah, but like if we answer your questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Questions. Look, I just
Uh,
want to answer questions.
I wonder if there's anybody out there who just doesn't need to ask us a question. Like they get it.
Yeah, I would hope so.
At this point, I hope there's at least 3.
How do I get rid of a gambling addiction? Make more money. Then
Yeah,
it's
if
just
you're
a habit.
profitable, it's not a gambling addition. Yeah, it's a job.
That gambling addiction around.
No. It can still just be a habit or a hobby. You just need to boost your income.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like treating the stock market like a slot machine.
That's the difference between a coke head and a guy
Wow.
with a coke habit is just salary.
Five-year-old just walked up to me and told me he loved me.
Because
That's
your
adorable.
relationship with it is negative. You have a
Much
negative
better.
relationship with your gambling.
I have a negative relationship with my 5-year-old who just said that he loved me.
No, not your 5-year-old. That's very cute. I'm talking to the chat.
Direct core.
Oh. We're still doing the whole stock thing.
I guess. Well, I was trying to.
Gross.
When's scanner doc updates? That's a good question for JFresh.
Oh, fuck. Soon. I am currently going through and backfilling our database back to 2017 for all of our stocks, and it sucks. And I'm just trying to get through it, and everything else is on hold until I'm done.
Some of us are so bad, we don't even know what to ask. Oh.
Did you read the docs?
Yeah, did you read the docs?
You could just ask questions about the docs that you didn't understand. Oh, shit.
I would just say paper trade and lose a lot of paper money and then learn where the mistakes are. That's what I did.
Also,
Or
read
just
docs.
figure out a thing you want to
JFresh has a
do.
good point though. Like if you read the docs and there's something you don't understand, like it's literally words right there. You could screenshot it and circle
And be
apart
like,
and
you
then just
wrote
come up
this.
here.
You wrote this
Yeah.
sentence, and I didn't understand this sentence. Can you
That's how you
explain
could
it in a
literally do
different
that.
way? That
Yeah.
could be like 90% of all the questions, and nobody's doing it.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of problems that people have too, maybe this is just where I was like a while back, was you're trying to make money in the stock market while learning as well, and that doesn't go well.
No, it's
You need to
bad.
focus
No,
on the
No, the
learning.
learning is
and-
losing money.
Exactly, paying tuition, as the Redditors say.
But that's like
Yeah.
the worst. Like, it's a free school. You don't need to fucking pay tuition.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice mock-up.
But,
I feel like that's innuendo, but I'm gonna ignore it.
Well, I think that they're referencing you learn by losing money when you're learning while you're trading.
You
They're
what?
learning real hard.
just lose fake money.
Not only
Create a
that,
bad
yeah.
thesis with fake money, and then try and learn where.
Just
it goes
think of
wrong.
a thing. Be like, I'm gonna short fucking. I'm gonna buy a put every time we test like a big level of positive gamma, and I'm gonna set a stop, and then like go test that with paper trading and see if it's viable. Or, you know, like anytime we pass through a large pile of gamma, I'm going to buy a call or buy a put based on the direction of the trend, and then see if that's profitable. And like that's how you just that's how you build trades and trade strategies. It's really not that fucking hard. Like you make a plan, set your risk, determine the reward you're seeking, and see how much of that you can get. And options give you a million ways to do that. Exactly. How the fuck did you not make money?
All right. Anyway, I told you guys I was gonna not hold you guys up too long, so I'm gonna hop off of the stage.
Oh, you
Thanks
did
again for
great.
helping me out.
Thanks for hopping up and shooting your shot.
Yeah, we
That was
very
fun.
much
Yeah.
appreciate you being the only fucking person to ask us any questions tonight.
I would
I'll
say
have more
shot has
questions
been
hopefully
shot.
next Thursday.
Well,
'Cause
and
I'm only on
Gilgamesh.
roundtable 19, so I still haven't even gotten to like the new volatility tools yet.
I can't believe you're actually watching.
Speaking of
Don't
which,
waste
we
time
have
watching
new
it.
shit.
Just
Wait,
come here
we have
and ask the questions.
we have new shit for you guys.
Well, so what I do come and like ask questions when I write down questions like as I'm using them. That was like some of the GF stuff, but also like there's sometimes questions that I wouldn't think of, so that's why I listen to it back.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying, you could save time if you're just like, oh, hey, vault page. I know you talked about it before, but what mean? And we'll just talk about it all over again.
It's okay. I can listen to it when I walk on the treadmill.
Well, I
again, 'cause
appreciate
I'm a
I
fat fuck.
appreciate you putting the work in. I am too.
Oh, yeah.
I got a treadmill and a rowing machine for a grand total of $220 this
I have
week.
both of those things, and I've only gotten fatter.
Well,
Was
I
it the
put 10
Facebook
minutes on the
Marketplace?
rowing machine tonight. It was, yeah.
Oh, nice. Your back's
I
gonna
was
hurt
just bull-
so fucking much tomorrow.
I was just bullying people on Facebook Marketplace until someone submitted.
Nice.
Did someone raise their hand?
They did, and I accepted their request.
Okay,
they
so
have
I'm gonna
not.
pop off
Hmm.
here. I'll,
Alright.
Thanks,
I'll see you
STD.
guys.
Later, slot machine.
Thank you, STD.
Piss
What's up,
out
Poya?
of your ass, number one. How you doing?
Piss
man?
out your ass, number one. Welcome back.
It's got like a little stock chart.
I was
of
thinking
the
it said
penguin.
pretty
Yeah.
oblate young ass.
No.
Hmm.
Can you all hear me now?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
All right. What's up, guys? Good evening. Hey,
Good
How you doing?
evening to you too, sir.
question. So, yeah, no piss on my ass tonight, so that's good. So, I was wondering, like, I was just in YouTube, it popped up on here, like via Gammastrike or just in general, looking through your watch list and through different ETFs. Is there a way to tell if like certain ETFs are trading like SPXW at like, VIX 30 or, high VIX? Does that happen?
I mean, Russell and Nasdaq have their own VIX.
Oh. Did not know that.
That is, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
VIX
I mean,
is
literally
specifically tied to
anything-
the S&P 500.
anything with an options chain can have its own like VIX.
Yeah, you can make one.
It's a calculation based on the values on the options chain. And so if there's an options chain, you can create a calculation. All the VIX is the expected future
Variance.
volatility, variance of a basket of options that are only sensitive to Vega, not sensitive to Delta.
And also within they're a specific distance from spot, and they are a specific expiration window.
Yeah, you
So
can
they're
you can
like-
make
they're
one for
like-
any time frame you want, and they exist for
Like,
the calculations are done for. You can do VIX 1 day, VIX 10 day, VIX 9 day, VIX 5 day.
yeah,
right.
that would be
Yeah,
huge
I actually
juice.
look at both, and actually, if you're trading zero DTEs, it's probably not a bad idea to pop that VIX 1 day up. TradingView has it, VIX 1D.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just I'm doing all right during this low VIX period again, but mostly it's like wait to XPXW options are cheap at the end of the day. Grab a zero DT, strangle, and close outside, make a quick scalp, close that out, do it again, and it's like kind of hit or miss, but it's not very fun. Painful.
Yeah, it is painful. Should be somewhat boring. If it's exciting, you're probably risking too much money.
Yeah. Right on. Well, that's all I had.
All right. Well, thanks for popping up.
Thanks, man.
Oh,
Good talking to you guys
We
again.
appreciate
you
it.
got it, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna invite
to see you
huge Deuce up here because I am actually interested in what he has to possibly say, which is, would it be helpful for me to explain why I decided not to renew my Gammastrike after 4 months of trying it out? Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all know how to kick me off?
Yep, I do. I got you.
Thank you. See you guys.
No problem. The fuck do I move him?
What you
there
do,
we go.
man?
dude.
I got it.
You have to add him as a friend.
All
You
right,
hit add friend.
no worries, Deuce. Oh, gorilla mode's back. Cock, crackle balls. Nice.
Wait,
Oh, didn't-
where's the guy who's going to give us feedback?
He's putting his 2-year-old
He's-
down. He
he's-
said,
he's-
"Give me a minute."
Oh, that's so. You have to put
Oh,
your
okay.
2-year-old down. That's so sad.
Dude, come on.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, actual feedback too. I love this. This is something I want to listen to.
I love that not only is he giving feedback, but he's getting up on stage to give it to us, and it's going to be recorded forever.
I love it.
And so if we don't, it's high stakes.
This is what I live for.
Only
Especially
the strong
because, like,
survive.
the other reason
Live
that
or
I
you
hear from
die.
people and like why they don't have Gammastrike is I don't get it, or it doesn't work because I don't get it.
Well, let's not be dismissive.
Well, it's just not very helpful.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, we can blame this on JFresh. He handles the docs.
I only have one screen. That's not valid. Does your screen
What, next you're going
have...
to tell us you don't have a microphone?
I know Kiko has a microphone, okay? She came up here and glazed RC for like 20 minutes straight.
Ew.
I think that's because people want a tool to tell them when to buy and sell. That's no fun. Nobody's
There's
gonna
thousands
like
of scammers who will give you that.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
you can get
Excuse me, that's financial advice.
Yeah, you can get scammed anywhere you want. Just put 2 moving averages on your screen and you can fuck yourself, you know?
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
you-
What were
you
they
could just
calling
trade
it? What was
MACD.
what was it called?
What?
The Roland's service he was using.
Oh,
That was just MACD.
yeah. No, it wasn't MACD. It was two EMAs and then a slightly faster EMA that gave the signal. So it was MACD plus a fast EMA, basically.
What was it called? I don't remember.
Boom Hunter.
No,
Boom
it
Hunter
wasn't
Pro.
Boom. It wasn't.
wasn't
Boom
Boom
It was
Hunter.
Boom Hunter. Are you thinking about
No, it
that
wasn't.
other dipshit that like partnered with J-Roll to try to sell his Gex over time indicator?
No,
I think
not
that was
You
the
mean
one.
Vox guy?
Yeah, Vox.
No, it wasn't him. No,
Oh.
J-Roll specifically, Anemoy.
Oh, the like AI signal generator or whatever he tried to sell people. I think he finally burned out his like investment group selling them shit coins.
He sold shit coins
He's just
while
like
he was in Israel.
yeah, he's just the worst kind of scam artist.
Gross. Apparently, Anemoy is a popular word.
Are you sure you're not getting autocorrected to anemone?
No,
No, it was Anemoy.
it probably doesn't even exist anymore.
Can you do the planet thingy again, but with charm this time? Yeah, sure. In that scenario, the planets that are farther from you shrink or get bigger. With the passage of time, they erode or inflate. Oh my god, Gorilla
So-
Mode learned a new word.
While searching for Anemoy, I
Is
found
Gorilla
a-
Mode just hazy?
Maybe.
Suspicious.
While searching for Anemoy, I found a trading service called Black Box.
Was that too?
Literally just called Black Box. I don't know. It's probably a black box.
Sounds like something I want to trust with my money.
But it's the ultimate tool for traders. It's got 5 stars. Spring breakout sale, 30 days for $29.97. Damn,
What?
that's a better
Wait,
deal
hold
than
on.
us.
If your product worked, why would you put it on sale?
I don't know. You
Ask
know,
us that.
the price is the price.
Yeah, the price is the price.
Dark Fools. Oh shit, there's a lady. Is it an AI lady? Oh wait, it looks real.
Are they just selling boobs?
Was there a lady on your screen?
No, she's dressed tastefully. I mean,
I only see a picture of one bald guy.
no, if you scroll down, there's a lady. I think it's AI.
They're gonna see their website traffic just like tripled tonight, and they're gonna be like, What's going on?"
There's people with fake black box t-shirts on at the beach. Ooh, there's a guy wearing a black box t-shirt skydiving in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, like when airplanes crash, except your port.
I love how many women there are. There's more women than men in their pictures. These are all fake. I love this.
I'm still very excited
This
to
was a
hear from
sponsored
Huge
ad.
Deuce. Huh? You're being
This is a
advertised.
sponsored ad,
Did you click
too.
on it? That's how you put our competition out of business. Nice.
Yeah, I did.
Send everybody the
Absolutely.
link for just the ad.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, track our top alerts. See our top gainers from the previous day. Our alert log finds the biggest profit opportunities in the market. This sounds like some Bernie Madoff shit.
$17
This
per
data is
click.
updated daily to allow you to track our system's performance. Oh shit.
Put them out of business one click at a time.
Guys, according to their website yesterday, they recommended calls on MicroStrategy, Google, Apple, Nvidia, and Microsoft again. If you loved Microsoft 505C, you're gonna absolutely love Microsoft 503C.
Ooh.
Are we getting a new Microsoft?
I don't know.
No worries, man. Hey, if you don't get a chance, like, DM me and let me know at
Yeah,
least.
hey, actually, just let us know because
Yeah.
I really wanted to hear this. Honestly.
whenever we actually get like really heartfelt critical feedback, we actually like sit around and like obsess over it and think about it and then act on it. So
It's like we just got broken up with, man. We got to know why.
well, no, it's really helpful. It's helpful, and we're
Yeah. We're not mad at you.
we know
Never-
we're
could never
not
be
going to
mad at you.
make everybody. It's not for everybody, right? I mean, we're not offering like a get rich quick scheme. It's not going to, you know, at some point you have to meet us halfway and be like, you know, ready to receive the data and use it. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to give a.
I think of
considerate response, but
Gammastrike
I'm
as just
also-
being my effort to build the best implication machine, but without actually giving any advice.
I'm also just looking at the pictures of the team of traders for blackboxstocks.com. And
I mean the
they're
pictures
pretty.
that were scraped from Instagram.
We've got Hells Bells, Tia, Stephen Kang, Maria Chaudhry, Taylor L, who's at the beach right now because it's so fucking cool. I'm loving this. I'm really enjoying this. Wait a minute. Spring breakout sale? It's fucking July.
Yeah, I think those are like all the old like GME scammers attempts at building data services.
Better than black box stocks? Jesus Christ. Fucking kill me.
Really targeted marketing there.
Yeah.
Ooh, zoots. We got someone. What's up, Zoots?
What's up?
Zoots and suits.
Who's gonna change their name to Suits?
I don't know.
Someone named Bourbon in the. That's awesome. What's up, Zoots? How you doing? I can't wait for you to unmute your
Hey, guys.
mic and say
Hello?
hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing well.
Good evening to you
Yeah.
guys. Guys, I was looking at the exposure scanner, and normally when I'm looking at it and I'm going back and I'm just looking at the DEX and GEX, I normally have it set to bullish on both. I was just wondering, like, how can I utilize clicking one as bullish and the other as bearish? Like, I think one that stands out to me is like Baba. If I go to Baba's chart and I go to just the Greeks. So I think like when I see that delta is bullish and the gex is bearish, that eventually that can pretty much implicate that volatility should increase, Because if you look at Baba, if you pull up Baba right now and you scroll back, you can see like how this this DEX line, if you go back, there's a similar DEX line, but the GEX line in this newest instant is actually going down, whereas previously the GEX was going up. And you can see that here we had price going up, and then on this particular instance, price was going down.
Okay, can you give me the date that you're looking at?
No.
I mean, he's looking at all the dates.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the dates. I'm just saying, like, when I'm looking at the exposure scanner, and I'm just wondering, like, how can I, like, is there any merit in looking at the moves where I click one bullish and one bearish, as opposed to just either both bullish or both bearish?
Yeah,
When it
sure.
comes to
Because
the
if
DEX
you
and
have
GEX. Yeah.
if you have like delta, like total delta going up, but gamma's going negative, you know, it's you're looking at like an environment where volatility is likely to increase, and you probably have delta rising on puts.
Mm.
And then vice versa. You know, if you have bullish gamma but delta's falling off, which you have with like HIG seems to have a little bit of that going on.
So that in this instance, that would implicate what?
I mean, this just
With,
looks like
yeah.
just looks like bearish, like options on the chain are closing, but that one's like not like the change in gamma is not very high. Maybe something like this where there's like they're both moving a little.
Yeah, I would say at least specifically for Baba, you have to be really careful, because if you look at the DEX, like it was closing because like all of the open options just all closed. Like all of the delta on the chain is basically just all closed.
Yeah.
And so you have to ask yourself, like, first of all, what is going on there? Because that's not normal.
Well, the June leap expiry, which that was, I believe that's June OPEX, right?
Yeah.
Like
it's not
that's like a
if
really
it was
big
gonna happen
equity
somewhere-
expiration.
I agree. If it was going to happen somewhere, it'd be like December, Jan, or June. But the fact that it happened so completely all at one spot makes me wonder, like, how liquid the option chain actually is and how many people are actually involved. It's also Chinese. It's just, there's a lot of...
Yeah, I think where I was like getting, I think maybe mixed up, or maybe there is also maybe there is something to this. Is I thought when the DEX was bullish and the GEX was bearish, that maybe the positioning was more further dated. Whereas I think the GEX as more, if the GEX is bearish, it's just probably more likely that there's going to be increased volatility.
That's part of it.
Yeah, I
is
think
that,
it's
you know,
better.
like if you see a lot of delta being added to the chain on a stock that's relatively flat, but not a lot of gamma, it is probably like longer dated positioning moving in.
Right.
You do want to be aware of like not just the exposure, but the move in spot as well, though, when assessing that, because obviously spot moving has an effect on delta as well. But yeah, I mean, I would say you're generally speaking, you know, in a stock that's trading within a small range, if you're seeing both delta, if you're seeing delta move up independently of gamma, you know, you're probably getting longer dated interest to, you know, like the upside or the downside.
Right, because I mean, like when I do that on right now, just DEX and GEX, and I go back on like the notional just by one day, top of the list are the Qs, and then if you go to bullish and bullish, you would see that the SPX is right on top, and you know the Qs aren't there. So it's just like, oh, should I expect potentially more volatility in the tech sector.
What look back are you using? Also, like how far back
Oh,
are you
just,
looking?
I mean, just in this example, it's one day. But normally, I trade more intraday. But I was just thinking like, hey, if I, was looking for something a little bit more longer term, where I can find, some sort of either divergence or who knows what, or like a lot of delta just kind of like stacking up for a longer dated position, that maybe I would just take a flyer on something like that.
Hmm. Well, it depends on if you're looking at like, I mean, if you're looking at notional changes, SPX, SPY, QQQ, IWM, Tesla, Apple, and Nvidia, those are always
Yeah, they're
going to
gonna
be,
be at the top.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you're looking at percent changes, which is, the amount of delta relative to what was there previously, you're gonna start to see like shittier stocks, like more equities, more like mid and small caps, like this shit, like FTAI, right? Like this has like a
Yeah.
huge move in gamma and delta on it. Delta's picking up really fast, but it doesn't necessarily look all that bought. But gamma's moving up really, really quickly. The price is flat though, so this looks like it's gonna fucking rip. Like gamma max is coming down, right? Like that, yeah, that already implying that there's gamma building to the upside out of the money, which you can see, So like this looks like really bullish, right? But this is like based on that, like you're sorting by DEX. The bullish move in gamma is very high for that same stock. So you're looking at stocks where the one day over day, in this instance, change in delta is, very, very rapid. So
Right.
some news there or something like that probably act as a mover, right? But if you're, if you go over, if you go back like a few days, that's going to change. Now you're looking at stuff that's had a very consistent trend in that change, right? So like this
Right.
has
So the
seen
move.
a really significant increase in delta over the last several days and a very
Right. So
gradual
this is
increase in gamma.
exactly. So like the gradual increasing gamma kind of like is more indicative of a more stable trend.
No, I would say that the gradual increase in gamma implies that longer dated options here are probably really cheap, and people are picking up a lot of
Oh,
delta or selling a lot of puts at the money or in the money. I mean, you can go look at that, right? You can go, yeah, see like how many fucking puts there are right here. Like, there's a
right.
shitload of puts right at the money, um, and and then even like way out of the money, there's a shit, or in the money, there's a shitload of puts, and so a lot of volume on those as well, and so like you can delve deeper into like the story you're getting here. Like obviously the
Okay. So
delta on those puts increased a lot, but delta's continuing to increase even though price is flat. And so that means, you're getting some like at the money interest, or in the money interest that's very high. And some of that interest is short dated, not as much. But you are seeing gamma move up as well. And like, if you look over the last like 5 days at like the net, right? Like you can probably just see that change. If you look at the scale over here, see what's going up.
hmm
And so you are getting some of that, gamma interest right here, very close to spot, like up to like 35. That's building up. You're getting, a lot of negative gamma building at 32.50, at 30. This is probably where you're seeing those sold puts. And then, if you go over to gross, you can see them, right?
right. And also look at the date that they're sold.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you want to see how
Yeah.
far out they're
Yeah.
sold, because that's gonna
Right.
give them more or less delta. And the most of them are for like this OPEX, but some are out in August OPEX, some are out in Jan, right? So it's not all short dated interest coming in here. Someone's very confident that the price of this is going to either stay at 32 or go up. Even more so at the 30 strike, where the majority of interest is like August, October, and December, or August, October, and the leap strike.
Got it. Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to get like some like just additional clarity on that. But there's definitely a lot of I think like some value in taking a deeper dive, because like when you mentioned like the
Always.
names, yeah, the names that have like the higher notional value. Like if I just see that, Tesla, for example, suddenly has just a lot, an increase in DEX, an increase in GEX, and today, for example, it bounced a little bit. Then I know that like, okay, if it continues tomorrow, it might just be like more of a stable kind of grindy upward stay potentially.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and I'll
Yeah.
and I'll say this, and hopefully this will be helpful for people to kind of calibrate themselves on how to use some of these scanners. So what you're looking for in these scanners and what these scanners are trying to give you are different ways to show you where potentially large unexpected moves have occurred, which means that somebody is put on their back foot and is weak. And that scanner can kind of identify different flavors of unexpected volatility that you can then go and dig deeper beyond that to discover, okay, how are they weak? Where are they weak? Why are they weak? For how long will they be weak?
How can I
And at which
position to
price are they
benefit off
stopping
of
weak,
this
right?
interest?
Yeah. And then once you feel like you understand where that weak positioning is, then you can position against it. And so that's kind of like the thinking behind a lot of the scanners. And so a lot of the scanners are just basically, most of the stocks most of the time aren't doing many things, right? They're kind of doing exactly what the market wants them to do. And so how do you kind of dig through that noise and find the stuff that is the most likely to be moving or soon to move in a way that people aren't expecting? But it will almost always require more digging. There's never a time where I've used the scanner on my own and been like, oh, this is on the top of the list. I know exactly what position to open, right? I mean, you have to dig more deeply.
I mean, there's also just like
Yeah.
you don't have to just use it in the short term. You can look back like 14 days and like ask yourself, what's been consistently gaining, had improvements in both delta and gamma over the last like 14 days, because those are great candidates for selling puts, right? Especially with theta. And like if you look like IWM pops up, and you can ignore SPX and SPXW, but obviously selling puts on those has been very good. But like if you look at IWM, it's had a very gradual increase in delta. It's had a very gradual increase in gamma, and over a long enough period, it's got a very well supported upside trend. Now that trend is approaching gamma max now, but if you'd been looking at that back here when that change was still occurring, right? You could have sold puts in here and been been taking profits now at the top of the market, because you would have been able to identify, that 5-day, 6-day change in delta gamma that was, showing a marked improvement in bullish interest on the underlying.
Yeah, super
And
valuable.
you just
super
walk in there
valuable
and
stuff.
you just walk in there and follow the trend that everyone else is setting with billions of dollars with your capital.
Right. Yeah, really, really good stuff. Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Have a good one, guys.
You
Yeah.
got it.
Coming up, bud.
Yep.
All right. I think we should probably start wrapping this up.
Yeah, probably.
Well, first, I would like to talk about one thing, if we could broach this topic.
What?
No, it's not baby farms. New feature.
Broach me.
Oh, new
Broach me,
feature.
people.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
we have a new feature on the docket?
well, we do. There's one thing that needs to be addressed on this, which I already covered with Dork. So there's a little bug, maybe, in the vol surface, but this is going to be getting pushed
shit.
out to all of our users, hopefully by the start of next week. And this is ready to go. For you beta boys, we've got new stuff that's coming. I'm gonna pull that up for you. You
I don't even
guys,
know what it is.
you guys are going to be getting Greeks by expiry. So not only will you be able to see how much positioning is on a stock via, or how much market maker exposure there is to each individual Greek via your, the Greeks page where we have Dex and Gex. You'll also be able to see how much exposure is falling off. And I think this is very important for not only determining price action in the upcoming session, because if you have very high gamma, very high delta, you tend to get
Showing
very
it?
Yep, I am. You tend to get very
I
pinned.
I see the exposure scanner. What am I doing wrong here?
I don't know what you're doing. We're looking at something else.
I see. It looks fine on the Discord.
What?
I mean,
Frozen.
JFresh
Yeah,
just
internet
is bad at
sucks.
computers. It's
Oh,
Comic-Con
I
acting
closed.
up.
No, I closed your
shit.
screen.
Huge
I
Deuce has
closed
his
your
hand
screen
up.
and now it's just a waiting symbol. So it was just showing old data, not updating. Continue.
No,
All right, yeah, but hurry up with your spiel, and then we can get Deuce on here.
Yeah, hold on. I can't fucking open the chat. Oh, there we go.
Oh wait, no, I think you just accepted his hand raise, and then he's just sitting there still.
Oh, okay. Maybe. All right. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is gonna give you an idea of how much exposure is expiring. Obviously, if a lot of exposure comes off, a lot of vega or a lot of gamma, delta, falls off of the chain, you're going to see the market and the intraday range and things like that open up. You're going to see volatility increase, both the upside and downside. But it gives you a very good idea of if you have a lot of gamma into the end of the week, at spot, you might be looking at a scenario where price is going to be very stable over the rest of the expirations for the coming week, or if you have a large amount of delta falling off, price might kind of unpin from the range it's been in. And so I think that's a really important way to look at the other side of that same coin. You obviously want to know how much exposure there is at any given time, but it's also really good to know how much of that exposure is going away. And so this will allow you guys to do that. And this will be going out to the beta. It's going to be a separate page for now, but we're going to merge this with the Greeks by strike page. So you'll be able to choose over here, whether or not you want to look at Greeks this way by strike, or you'll be able to switch and look at them by expiration.
I think this is a pretty cool feature.
I would just like to say this is lame. I've had this feature for 2 months.
Fuck off, JFresh. I'm trying to hype, okay? God damn. Sheesh.
Yeah, we've had it for a little while. I've been sharing it in Pickles Picks with you guys as one of the screen grabs every night, but you guys will have this yourself. You'll be able to use it on, stuff that isn't fucking SPX, which is largely what I look at. So yeah, when you have it in your own hands, you'll be able to play with it more and get a better idea of some of where exposure is moving on equities that you're trading or stocks you're looking at.
The dozen people in the pickle jar whose equity holdings of Fubo amount to 30% of their free float can sell tens of thousands of calls using this data.
It does help. Yeah, it helps. It helps to know if we could go look at Fubo, right? And
Yeah,
we could probably
Fubo,
see
there it is.
where Atomic sold all his calls. Looks like he sold them all for August OPEX.
Hold on, I'm gonna do something that I shouldn't.
Oh, you bitch. Sneaky, sneaky bitch.
What's going on at 6,300 in September?
Nothing.
People are loading the fuck up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm?
Ignore the feature that JFresh is trying to show you guys. It's not
How's that for
complete.
hype?
It's
It is
incomplete.
not complete. It's very frustrating to use, but it has sparks of AGI.
How does it do on the benchmarks, though?
Nobody knows. The benchmarks are worthless.
Show us? I guess we could tease it because it is the next
I already
feature.
teased it.
Well,
already
yeah,
teased it.
but it is the next
You
feature
micro-teased.
that is going to be released to the beta users. So this week, you know, volatility page, new volatility page going out to everybody. This week, beta users are going to be picking up the Greeks by expiry. The start of next month, right around there or so, we're going to be pushing the Greeks by expiry out to everybody. And then beta users are going to get our next feature. And we're going to keep trying to do that. So, you know, every couple of weeks, every like 3 weeks or so, you know, prod like the general public, everybody's going to get a new feature, and then the beta users are going to get their new feature tacked on, and we're going to kind of do that all the way into launch, which we're planning for like mid-August. And
we
you know,
hope.
there's going to be a lot of like front end changes and stuff like that coming through the pipe as well.
Yeah, we're working. We're working hard. We're all cranking.
Yeah, cranking it.
The hogs are cranking on all cylinders. Well, should we broach the penultimate topic of the night?
Baby
What is
farms.
that? Baby farms?
Baby farms?
Wow, yeah. I think it might be time to discuss baby farms. I heard a couple escaped from your basement last week. I hope you dealt with that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm gonna need you to expense out another baseball bat for me. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
I thought we discussed we're gonna grow them outside.
Yeah, but when they're free range, the neighbors ask too many questions.
It's unethical to do it in the basement.
They do better in the pods.
Mm. You're not wrong.
Also, fewer microplastics, so.
We wouldn't want our babies to get too many microplastics while we're abusing them.
How far above GM can ENVX go? See, this is the cool thing about having the gamma curve. If you're confused about how far a stock can go above gamma max, this'll generally tell you. So this one kind of almost has like 2 peak points of delta, or gamma rather. You have like 1550, which is still below. Yeah. And then out here at like 21, you have kind of like another peak. So, you know, it's possible that it could, you know, technically go out to 21. I mean, delta on the chain is still growing and gamma is still picking up. So there's probably, you know, positions are going in the money and people are buying out of the money. I would say it could probably continue to go a bit higher. Can we just see the stream interrupted by a GS ad? I would never pay Google to advertise for us.
God, Google advertisements have to be the opposite of advertising, because every time I see a Google ad, I'm just so angry. Even my kids are just like, "What the fuck is this shit?" It's like there's too many of them. It's like,
It's
yeah,
like, well,
you're
some
right. There are.
asshole paid $21 to force somebody to watch this video. The person hosting the video made 3 cents. And now you have to deal with it. And if you click on it, they lose another $15. So the actual answer is, if you want Google ads to stop, click on them. Just click on them and click on them, and then leave the page, and that person will lose $15 every time someone does that. And if everyone does that without
You know
ever
what?
converting into being a customer, they will go out of business.
Yeah. I used to not click on sponsored ads because it was like, oh, if you click on the sponsored ad, Google gets money. But now I'm like, if I click on the sponsored ad, the person who paid Google loses money, which might at least hurt somebody because I had to be hurt. in
I
the
get 3
process.
cents whether you click on it or you don't. So I don't care. But if you want Google ads to stop, if you want online advertising to stop and you're tired of it, click on everybody's ads. And
Yep.
they will eventually stop paying Google because they're not getting any customers from advertising. And Google will stop making money, and then Google will go out of business. It'll take a lot of work. Everyone's going to have to really, really get together on this. But if we do it, we can make it happen.
See, we could have made it happen for the Gen AI companies if everybody banded together and made AI penises, but nobody joined me.
I did.
I'm just going to write
You
a
did.
script to click sponsored ads. Yeah, that's exactly. And you can change the face of the American
See,
economy.
But this is the wet dream of all the AI people is the AI, they figured out how to get the AI to make all the supply. Now they just need to figure out a way to get the AI to supply all the demand too. And then it's a perfect circle jerk.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, the AI website hosts the page for the AI ad.
And buys all the products.
Yeah, and buys all the. It's just completely. You know what it is? It's a self-sustaining ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, none of those disgusting, wretched humans with their demands and their needs. You just build the demand perfectly to your supply.
Vertical integration.
I leaked the new feature for later.
Where'd you leak it, you son of a bitch?
You're leaking?
Right here.
Stop
it's 20,
leaking.
It's 20. I downscaled it to 20 by 17 pixels. I don't think they're gonna get
Okay.
much from it.
Perfect.
Gorilla
Enhance.
mode. Why does Jensen Huang have syrup on his face? He really likes pancakes.
Yeah. Was this a little pancake pig?
It's just pigs oinking for their slop all the way down. Eat your slop, pigs.
That's all we do. That's capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in general.
So yeah, next week we'll hopefully have the rest of that next feature complete, and we'll do a little rundown on it, and then the beta boys will get it shortly after that.
It's not gonna be
This one's
happy with
a
us.
2
pretty
weeks.
big one in terms of like data.
Yeah, this is a very big
buttload of
one.
data that we're gonna give you. So, yeah,
Yeah.
prepare your butts. It's gonna be fun.
Yep, there's going to be 5,000
It's
questions
cool.
about it.
Yes.
All of which
There's
it
so
should
many
be able to all of those questions which it should be able to answer all by itself.
Yeah, but
Just
here's
staring
the
at it for
sneak peek
hours.
is what if you took Gamma by Strike and Greeks by Strike and Greeks by Expiry and made it like 5x cooler.
Yeah.
Is it okay to paper tune to GS live data or normal end of day data? I mean, it's probably okay to use either one. It depends on the type of trading you're planning on doing. If you're swing trading, I mean, live data can matter, but less. Live data probably matters more for like risk and position management than it does for entry and exit and price target. But if you're intraday trading, then live data is supremely important.
Yeah. Do whatever you want and see if it fits your style.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'm going to bed. Baby farms.
Baby farms, yeah. I think that's a good way to walk away.
I yield my time.
I yield my time as well.
I also, as well, in addition, yield the remainder of my time.
Okay, well, we hereby close this edition of the 25th Gammastrike Roundtable. If you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to us anytime we're always around.
Huge Juice says, is his hand just up from before, or?
Yeah, it is.
It's just
His
a-
hand
yeah,
is just
Huge
up.
Juice.
He's
Yeah,
Huge
please.
Juice, don't forget to reach out, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please message.
And then you can check us out on app.gammastrike.com and read the docs if you want to know more. Cock to you too,
Yes, do
gorilla
that.
mode. And our time has been reclaimed. The session has
All
come
right,
to an end.
6,400, let's go.
Good night, guys.
Night.
Thanks, bud.
Thanks for coming on. What is it, Max? Wait, I clicked your thing. What are you doing? Do you have something? You're just fucking with me. Sus. Alright. I'm gonna go.